Well, good morning, good evening, good night, just depending on the time that you're going to find this video. Well, today, I want to show you guys how to mix drums. A lot of you have been asking, if I can do a video that showcases how I do my drum mixing. So, this video is going to be broken down in multiple parts. I feel like today, let's get the ball rolling in with this phase. The other ones you can do by yourself because what I'm going to show you is going to help you tremendously. The information that I'm going to give you now is very helpful, so pay close attention. All right, how I look at drums or any other instruments in general, I look at them as a source of energy. Sound is a form of energy. So what you're doing, basically what I do when I'm mixing my drums, I tend to control energy before anything else. Because if you have to start processing things before controlling the energy, that's why you have issues. You might feel like these plugins are not really cut out for this job because now you're not using the plugin as the way it was meant to be used, because your energies are all over the places. You know what I'm saying? All over the place, all over the places, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So what we're gonna do now is show you a simple gain structure that I did. When I was creating this little drum piece, I realized that these two elements here, these are the ones that are, giving the song the vibe. So what I like to do most of the times, I like, putting them in a similar position, like whereby this one is hitting minus roughly 5.5, 5.6, but it's pretty much around 6. Because in Afro, the kick and the snare are what really gives it the groove and the bounce. So you just gotta make sure that those two things are having equal energy, equal level most of the times. You can reduce it maybe a little, just depending on what you're looking for. But what I do is I like to put them in a similar spot. So these other elements, everybody has a different taste to them, to how they like to put their things. But this is how I did put my things, because I feel like these are elements, they sound better when they're just in the background. So if you look at our meters now, this is 0.3. We are almost at the reds over there. We are even hitting them at some point. So if drums are already there, what if you put bass guitars, instruments, and the vocals? Your structure is going to be, your song won't sound as nice as it would have sounded, because your gain structure is all over the place. Your energies are through the roof. So we have to control the energy that these instruments are giving us. How I like to do that is by putting on a clipper. Let me just load an instance of a clipper on this instrument here. Let me load a clipper there so that you follow what I'm about to teach you. If we look at our meters here, you can see that, okay, let me play it again and then slow it down so that you can see properly. Yeah? This little piece has a siren, a shaker, and a snare, yeah? But if you look at these other spots, those other sounds are way too silent, they're way too low, and these ones are way too, the gap between the lowest and the highest is too wide, you understand? Even the wider parts, they're not really consistent. If you can see this one, and this one is a bit higher than the other one. So what this does when you put a compressor after when you load a compressor on this type of a signal, you're gonna have issues, big problems, because now your compressor will be all over the place. Will just be jumping through the roofs and whatsoever, because you have not really regulated the signal that you're feeding into the compressor. You understand me? So what we gotta do now is make sure we have an even steady energy flow here. So how we do that with this plugin, I like to link it here. when you link this one, when you adjust here, it compensates for the gain increase so that you have the same level as it was basically. If when you link them, when you increase the volume, that one decreases the volume so that your levels stay consistent. That's what I meant to say anyway. So let's get to it. Let's get to work. This one is all about taste, but just make sure you're not squashing the sound too much. When it starts to change, just know you've overdone it. All you gotta do is just control this one so that we have a bit of an even slate. Now this is overdone. Let's back it up a little. Before. After. You are able to hear that when we engage this type of plugin here, it puts the sound right there, just right in your face. Before. After. You hear that? Or even the quieter parts, you can actually hear them better now. Because the gain structure there, we've controlled the energy here, and our gain structure here is looking pretty nice. We were at before this technique, we were at, we were picking around -8. Now, you see, but the volume of the sound is the same. We've actually gained a lot of headroom there. You understand me? So let me play with the other things. You hear that? Before, after. You hear that? We got a lot of headroom over there. So do this to every drum track. You understand me? Let's go to the other element, which is this one. Let's control it. Okay, let's plug it up a little. I like it there. We've also gained a lot of headroom here. Let's see the way it was. Just look at that, man. Just look at that. We're nice. We can maybe back it up just a little. Let's do this on the other elements also, man. Let's go. Okay. Okay, this one. Just look at the way it was. After now. You can even hear the sound change. You understand me? Yeah. Let's go again to the other one. You hear that? Let me show you the before and after. This is before, after. Now, before. Look at the readings here on the stereo out. After. You see, we've gained -2, but we are not done. We are not done. So now, I think we can even put it on the kick, but I feel like the kick is all right. Let me just leave it like that for now. So what we gotta do now, since everything here is being routed to the bus, to the drum bus, we've gotta regulate the signals even more. The energy, we've gotta regulate it even more on the drum bus. Now that we have a proper gain structure here, You understand me? We can put another clipper on the drum bus, just, you know, to shave off a little rogue picks that might be still picking through. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We're looking good. We can even go further. Just be careful though when you're doing this. Use your ears. When the sound starts to change too much, you have overdone it. Just be careful. How you know you've overdone it is when the kick, more especially the kick and the snare, when they start feel small, it means you are doing it too much. So you bag it off a little. We're just trying to shave rogue picks now, since we've already tamed most of these picks on the individual tracks. What we're doing now is on the group level, just, you know, just trying to find some leftovers, if I might say. Yeah. Okay, now we're looking good. Look at our gain structure and hear the way these things sound. Let me turn off the processing so you appreciate the little moves we've done. You hear that? Now listen. Tighter, controlled. See? Controlled signal flow. So this is how you do you control, you know, energy, sound energy in a drum mix, basically. You understand me? So you can do your other processes now without being afraid, because you have a proper gain structure. Even if you have to put a compressor there, the compressor is going to have a very good time, because now you've fed it a proper healthy signal that's not too spiky, because now you've cut off the rock picks. The compressor will do a better job of gluing your sound, because now your sounds are gelled together, I might say so, if I'm to say so. Let me just maybe load a compressor so that you appreciate these little moves that we've done and how helpful they are when it comes to, you know, mixing drums. See? Let me back off. Let me just do this. You hear that? Let me turn off the processor. Watch. Watch how the needle is doing a lot of work when the process is, you know, is engaged. You know, it's disabled. Engaged? What am I saying? Watch how the needle is doing a lot of work when the processes that we've done, they are disabled. See? You see that? Now watch again. Look at the needle. It's happy. The needle is happy. Make the needle happy and you will be happy. You understand? Just look at the needle. Needle bouncing, needle bounce, needle bouncing, needle bounce. You understand me? So when you control your peaks, like I told you, you're gonna have a good time in mixing. You understand? Because every process we do after here will sound the best of its ability. You understand me? Or even if I'm to put a limiter here, I can even get it as loud as I want, because now there is nothing distracting or overfeeding the limiter, because everything here has proper levels. The peaks have been cut. We have a very healthy signal. I can even step these steps. I can even take this a step further. Seems like today the English is not Englishing, but we don't care. Let me show you. I can even saturate the drum bus and make it even more louder and more bigger. You hear that? I'll show you the levels when I'm done. select this one. Okay, before. Check our levels here. Before, we're on what? 3.9. After, we're on 3.8. We're actually quieter on the meter readings, but we are louder. Ain't that interesting? Before, let me reset it. See, before we're on 3.9. After, yeah, 3.8. We're actually quieter but loud at the same time. What are you talking about, my brother? What are you talking about? Let me just load a limiter real quick on the master so you appreciate these techniques. Look at how loud we got there, but look at the needle. Look at the reading over there. We are barely hitting it, but just hear how loud we got there. Hear how that thing breathes, how that thing is bouncing, how that thing is moving. Imagine the possibilities, the endless possibilities you can do with this technique. A very simple technique, but very effective. Not a lot of people talk about this. You don't see a lot of people talking about this type of techniques. They'll be telling you, compress, do this. No, my brother. Control the energy from the start, and you won't have problems. You can now do your reverbs, your whatever you want to do after those type of moves. So yeah, this is how you control or you treat a drum, how you mix drums, basically. That's how I like to do it. So until the next one, see you guys. Okay.